Yo, what is up, guys? Methodz here, bringing you guys a new video. Today we raid Hardpoint versus Unite. I think I drop about 43 kills, so it's a pretty beast gameplay. Not to mention, it's also with my new team. In case you guys don't follow me on Twitter or any of my teammates, our new squad is myself, Realize, Stainville, and Heist. As you guys know, me and Heist formerly teamed on Face Competitive, and we do hold the 5th seed for the next MLG event, which is MLG Columbus in November. Stainville, formerly on Team Envious, he left that right after Gfinity and, Realize, formerly on VVV Gaming. And, they're both really good players. They're very experienced, which is really good. They've always had good placings in the past, especially Stainville. He's been around since about Call of Duty 4. He's been on Envious for, a ton of those years. And, I'm pretty pumped to be playing with him. He's a veteran, and I'm sure, he can teach us a lot, to be honest, because he's been around so long. And, I don't doubt this team at all. We all have LAN experience. We've all been to LANs. It's not like I'm worried about anybody, not showing to an event or, not playing well on LAN. I trust this team for the 2 days we've been teaming. People say you guys rushed into teaming. No. Although it was only 2 days, we played a lot of scrims in those 2 days. We played Envious, Conquer, TVA, Unite, etc. So, I'm pumped for this new team. The roles are myself, Heist, and Realize running submachine guns, and Stainville on the AR, holding our spawns and holding that anchor. So, this gameplay is a raid hardpoint. Like I said, I got 43 kills, and it was with the new team the first day we started playing. So, we were playing really well against these top teams the first day we started playing. Unfortunately, we have no team name yet, so if you have any team name suggestions, make sure to put it in the comments, and you never know if it's good enough, maybe we'll use it. So, we've had some ideas, but really not sure yet. Also, I'm pretty sure we're starting our own team. Just us 4 players starting our own brand and own team. Sort of like Optic, Envious. Those are just examples. So, I personally have been wanting to do this for a while. I want to brand myself as a player and my team and just, make it big one day. I don't want gaming to be a short-lived thing. I actually want to make something out of it, and I feel like this is, the first step in the right direction to make it happen. So in this video, I want to discuss, my team in depth a little bit and what I think of the players as people and as players. So, starting off with myself. I think I'm a moody brat. But no, seriously. I get mad too easily, especially online, where I know it's all BS, and I get, BS out of kills and things like that. So it really gets on my nerves, and I really do get really mad. I've been starting to get better with it though. Recently, when we were scrimming, I've been playing actually really well, and I'm proud to be back to my state of playing like Dallas, where I played really well. I also played really well at Anaheim, but I just feel like I'm back to that aggressive sub player like I was in Dallas. And Anaheim, I played a little more passive, but I was still really dominant. I really played well at Dallas. I'm not Dallas, Anaheim, and I really feel like I proved myself yet again. So that's enough for that. But as myself, I feel like I'm a really good S&D player, and I'm an aggressive sub, and that's good for a team. But I do realize I'm a moody kid. I get mad way too easily, and then I just start raging. Well, I don't scream and throw things. I just get mad and I complain about it, which isn't really a good thing that I need to work on. On to Realize just like me, aggressive plus sub player, good at S&D, and me and him are gonna be like the new dynamic duos, sort of like me and Embos were. And me and him are really aggressive. We're both in the hills a lot, and we just slay opponents down. One thing I do notice about Realize though is he's sort of the same way as me. When he gets mad, he gets really mad. And he hates getting BS'd, and so do I. Who doesn't hate getting destroyed and bullshitted out of easy kills and easy games. So I do notice he can complain for quite a bit, and say we're losing a game, he'll get a little loud and keep getting emotional, if that's what you want to call it. But that happens to the best of us. But I feel like he can work on that as well as myself. Moving on to Heist. Heist is a very mellow guy. He really doesn't rage a lot. He's an insanely good player. He's really good at getting streaked, and his sniping skills and S&D are dominant. Like I said, he's my teammate for Anaheim. He plays 5th, and I have a lot of confidence in him. I don't doubt him, so I can easily trust him being good on LAN and just showing up and playing his game like I know he can. One thing about him is he's a little, I would say, unorganized. For example, said we want to scrim, he'll go to sleep and not wake up, say his alarm wasn't set, and I used to do that a lot, but I really want to make this team work, and I told him, you can't be doing that. If we have a set time to scrim, you can't take a nap at 6, wake up at 9 when we're supposed to play at 6. So that's the only bad thing I see about him, and I feel like he he sort of looks down on himself. He doesn't give himself the credit he deserves. He's a really good player, and I feel like he really doesn't understand that. I feel like he really thinks he's still on an amateur level, and it's really not true at all. He's one of my, you know, greatest and most fun teammates I ever had, so I'm glad to be teaming with him. Stainville, I can't say much about. I'm not really, really good friends with him yet. We started teaming about 2 days ago, and I just actually met him about 2 days ago. Obviously, I met him at, like, the LAN event and said hi, what's up, Stain? And he obviously knows who I am. I know who he is, but, we really didn't have any in-depth conversations and actually talk for a while and stuff, so... he's a really good AR player. He has a lot of experience, which is amazing. He's been around since Call of Duty 4, like I said previously, and he knows what he's doing. I have a lot of confidence in him, especially since we've been playing recently. On NVS, he used a submachine gun, and I really felt like that really wasn't his forte. It really wasn't what he, wanted to run. But now he's back to his AR, and he's, a slaying animal. He's been playing great, getting our spawns, and I'm, proud to be teaming with him. He's been nothing but supportive, if that's what I'm going to call it. He's very good in game, if that makes sense. He's very vocal. Usually people think Stainville's a quiet guy, but he really doesn't get too loud. But in game, he's a really good leader. He'll be like, good job, guys. Rotate now, and he's just a veteran of the community. I really can't say, much bad about him. One thing that sucks for him is that he lives in California, so he's a West Coast player, and most players are East Coast, and we usually host, so it sucks for him online just because he usually gets bullshit out of kills and really doesn't, get the kills he deserves sometimes, which would be very frustrating if, I were in his shoes. So I can understand where he's coming from. Well, not really, but I can just imagine, the BS that occurs when being on West Coast connection. So I really can't say much for him. I'm not going to say anything bad about the guy, but I really can't say much good other than what I said just because I don't know him too well yet. I'm not going to judge somebody that I barely know, but, as of now, he's a good teammate. He's a cool guy, and I'm, happy to be teaming with this team. One thing I want to do is make sure, we do it right. Get jerseys for UMG if we can. I don't want to rush anything. And, just do it right as a team and not, rush into getting sponsors. Looking at all the options we have for sponsors. For example, say 3 controller companies hit us up and say they're Scuff, Burn Controllers, and Imagine Customs. And, we just say yes to the first one that we think is better. That's just something I want to, sort of talk about as a team and develop. Just making sure we get everything right. I don't want to mess up anything. I want this to be like the next big team, and for how young I am, which is I'm turning 16 in August, my fan base is decently sized. I just hit 28,000 followers today. I'm almost at 15,000 subs as of now. When I wake up, I'll probably have it, which is going to be great. But I want to make something big, and I know I'm going to be around for a while, so I feel like that's very marketable. Although as of now I can't play in these huge 17-year-old and 18-year-old plus tournaments, in 2 years the money and the prize may be even bigger than it is now. So I have a lot to look forward to. Obviously it sucks when you qualify for a tournament like Call of Duty Championships, and you can't attend due to your age, but it's something I have to deal with, and life is life. Things happen. You can't change much about them. And it's whatever. I mean, I can't really get mad about that. Although I sort of want to, just because I can be playing for so much money, and I just can't. But whatever. I just want to make sure I do it right. I want to be a part of a team that makes it big one day. And yeah, this game was coming to an end, guys. I didn't realize it was over that quick. I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Show support the new team. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.